Welcome to Arcade Audio.
Ladies and germs, welcome to Dilettante Paul. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante Paul, we go on Wikipedia.
We click random article.
And we talk about it.
Yeah, we do.
I'm very tired.
Why?
Because I am very jet lagged, because I just came from the great nation of Nippon. And it was a delight. But
you Americans might know it as Japan.
yeah.
You Americans might know it as Nihon.
I don't get that joke.
Japan is pronounced Nihon or Nippon.
Why?
I can't fully go into it. I don't really know. It's
like
essentially the same thing. It's almost exactly the same thing.
But there is a difference.
It's like a slight difference. Like, you know, like the example I heard was like, you would write Nippon if it was like the currency. Like you would write it on the money itself. Like
this
the money
is already too nuanced for me to...
yeah. Well, and also the character Ho is the same character Po, just with a diacritical mark.
So it's a typo.
It's a typo.
It's a typo that's stuck.
Someone just fucked up the book, and I ran with it 350 years ago.
You can do both. You can do both. It's
the same.
It's not a big deal. Opossum or possum.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
United States of Bamerica? How you feeling? Feeling pretty...
I'm super tired.
Yeah.
And like last night it took me like forever to fall asleep, and then I woke up like every hour. So I'm trying to not fall asleep until like I just need to get regular.
You just need to power through it, yeah. I hope you brought home a bunch of what are those things called? Those like ramune or whatever. It's like Japanese soda. It has a little marble on the top of it.
I didn't see any of those while I was there.
That's probably not even a real thing, right? It's probably just like an American. Like there's no fortune cookies in China, like that kind of a thing.
Yeah. But I didn't see any.
Just this elaborate sugar water empire in America that Japan's like.
Oh, yeah, it's Japanese.
It's a marble at the top.
You could choke.
Yeah, it's insane. We would never have that.
No.
Johnny, welcome back. So I want to welcome you back with a 5-star iTunes review.
Okay.
From one of our
for this
particular show.
Okay.
And this is by a fan named Gundam Cricket. So you can tell.
Okay.
He's all about that.
He's on the level, or she. They are on the level.
They are on the level, that Japan level. The title of it is Dilettante.
Okay.
Dilettante.
Yep.
Here's the review. I had this obnoxious rash that just wouldn't. I can't. I had this obnoxious rash that just wouldn't go away, so my doctor prescribed me Dilettante Ball. At first, I thought he was crazy, but once you know it, within a few weeks, my rash was gone, and I developed the power to levitate birds. Now, hold on.
You need a new doctor fast,
and you need to find some better birds because they should be able to levitate on their own.
Yeah.
Let me continue. Now, I'm not saying that you will absolutely develop superpowers like I did by listening to Dilettante Ball, because this is text, so I'm not actually saying anything. But you will absolutely develop superpowers like I did by listening to Dilettante Ball. I like how they keep making sure to mention the name of our podcast to really like...
Head on. Apply directly to the forehead.
Yes, it's the head on of iTunes reviews. On a scale of 1 to 10, 4 being the highest. Okay, so let me repeat that. So you can...
Yeah, no.
It's a scale 1 to 10, but 4 is the highest.
I feel like we have used that scale before.
They give it a solid A+.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother... We've passed numbers and gone straight to alphabets.
That's how good we are.
I give it a solid A+ with those bonus points the teacher sometimes gives you for putting a funny answer down on a test. It's like a little smiley face sticker, maybe. Listen to this podcast. It will both literally and figuratively change your life. I bet my superpowers on it.
Are we covered under insurance?
In what way?
They said their doctor prescribed our podcast. Did they have to pay out of pocket for that?
Yeah, like do we owe them like their insurance provider?
Or maybe they already met their deductible for the year.
That's
and then
true.
They were just
well,
I guess I'll get this rash checked out. I hit my deductible for the year.
Dude, you should just go get some teeth pulled.
I mean, for real, what should I do?
Make a necklace out of your teeth.
God, Jessica got her wisdom teeth out a couple years ago, and she wouldn't let me keep them.
Would the dentist not sign them over to you?
Yeah, because she was all whacked out,
Right.
And I was like, dog, please hook me up.
Right.
They were big. Teeth are so much bigger than you realize.
I believe that because I bet they go real deep down inside your mouth.
It's crazy. Right? Teeth are the horses of your mouth.
We've always said that. Yeah. If I held one, would I like be like, what the like?
They're big. They're fucking.
I couldn't even
big,
hold one.
dude.
Probably.
No, they're too big.
Yeah.
Not with your little hands.
No, I'd drop them all over the place. I'd have to.
Baby.
I'd have to buy you some new wisdom teeth.
Anyway, thank you. Gundam Grasshopper, was that it?
Gundam Cricket. Gundam Cricket.
Thank you for the lovely review. I appreciate that.
Very nice.
Was there something we were supposed to do for 5-star reviews, or besides read them?
I think we were supposed to say thank you. Well, we told our listeners to
correct
write
us,
corrections.
That was
so
it.
I mean,
I've got a correction for you.
On scale 1 to 10, 4 being the highest, I'm gonna have to give an
D minus.
Yeah, you passed barely. Click.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
And thanks for. And I'm glad your rash is gone, and that you can
levitate birds.
Yeah. Don't tell them. You ready for an article?
Let's do an article.
Okay.
Make sure you're on the English version of Wikipedia.
Oh, I got to change my whole phone. Yeah, that sucks. I'll just hand it over to you so you can read it.
Yeah, I got you.
How much Japanese could you read? Like
if you hand me the Wikipedia article, I could read almost none of it.
What if I gave you like a horny manga?
I could read a horny manga for sure. That's what I'm practicing on.
There was a lot of like horny manga just like
out and about.
Yeah,
I saw this like 7-second. It must have been a Vine or something, but it's just someone videotaped. They're in Tokyo, like the west end of Tokyo, wherever that, I guess, which is just probably Tokyo. All these billboards and shit. And he's just filming, and it's like straight up like hentai like playing on the main. And then the camera pans over to like his buddy, and his buddy's like, "We're not in Texas anymore."
We whenever we go somewhere, we try to get Patrick and Ashley, our friends, a naughty magnet.
Sure.
Because
like a naked statue of David or something.
Yeah, because they're it's just funny. It's just funny. We could not.
Their
find
parents
one.
are all like very conservative.
Yeah,
like religious
so we got
types.
them like naked statue of David, a little weed, whatever.
Right. Which sometimes they'll forget to take off their fridge when their parents visit.
Yeah, we're just into gardening. But we could not find any, and I suspect that it's because Japan has like all those weird like smut laws that like
sure,
because like porn is you
have to blur out all the genitals.
Yeah, so. And I was actually reading about this.
That's why they do tentacle porn.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
I know you know.
And it was saying like people were like, why don't they like stop doing this? This is weird.
Totally.
And like the thing was basically like, well, it's technically a law, and no politician really wants to run on the like porn platform.
Yeah, we're gonna repeal the dick censoring laws.
Yeah, it was very interesting. But I would assume
when they like solve all their problems, it's like, well, we got nothing left. I guess this is the thing we'll tackle.
Yeah, but it was we could not find a single
good porn channel,
horny magnet for them, and it was very upsetting. So anyway, that brings us to educational goals of Sesame Street. Which is probably actually going to be like a very interesting article.
It sounds very interesting, yeah.
The children's television show, Sesame Street, which premiered on public broadcasting television stations in,
63?
69.
No.
Yeah.
69.
Was the first show of its kind that utilized a detailed and comprehensive educational curriculum with specific educational goals in its content. Its goals were garnered from in-house formative research and independent summative evaluations, and its first curriculum was created in a series of 5 seminars in 1968. I read a book. The book was called The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. Yeah, it was very dry.
Yeah. Weird.
I've never read any of his other stuff before, but I feel like I don't like him. Should I not like him?
I have no dog in that fight. All I know about him is that 10,000 hour principle, which whether or not it's true, rings true.
It's true enough.
It's true enough. Yeah.
But in the book, he was saying that with Sesame Street, people were like, basically, you can't do this show. Like nobody will watch it. This is this. And they were like, no, we're going to do it. And they did it. And turns out it's the best of all time.
Yeah. I wonder if treating kids like
they're not idiots.
That basically right. I mean, what would be? Obviously, you don't know, and neither of us know. But what their competition would have been in '69 would have been something like fluffy, like like Pete the Magic Dragon, or you know what I mean?
I mean, probably like HR Puff and stuff or something.
Right, which I've never watched, but I imagine can't have that much.
It's not educational.
Content,
it's
right?
just like trippy and weird.
Right.
That book also talked about Blue's Clues.
Okay.
Because the I don't know if you know this, but the way Blue's Clues would air is it would.
I watched my fair share of it.
It would be the same episode all 5 days of the week.
Really?
So that the kids would like
could reinforce the.
It would reinforce stuff, and then as the week went on, they would like be able to answer more of the questions. So they would be learning, but they would also feel like way smarter because they'd be like, oh, this is the answer. So it was like two like totally different approaches.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. It's too bad Steve died on heroin.
I know.
It's my favorite. Like him and Kel like both died in like some kind of crazy speedball accident.
The dude who played Steve did a really awesome story on The Moth, which I don't usually love The Moth podcast, but he did a very good story on that about like being Steve and Kel Mitchell. Wait,
yeah,
okay.
Well, that's what I'm talking about at least.
I couldn't remember if his real name was Kel Mitchell or Kel Kimball, but I think Kel Kimball was his name on Keenan and Kel.
Sure.
And Keenan's last name was Rockmore.
Wow, good memory. I don't remember that at all.
Well, it took place in Chicago, baby.
Wow. I'm going to have to go back and watch Keenan and Kel.
Speaking of Chicago, on the last episode, I'm going to need you to grab 2 lobsters.
Keenan, why the lobsters?
Fuck.
We got to get LL Cool J, or no, shit. Coolio. We got to get Coolio to do our theme song, dude.
LL Coolio J.
Yeah, that's the mashup we all need.
I bet that show is probably still pretty funny.
I bet it's pretty funny. Yeah.
I bet it goes a little over the top. Like
I'm sure
specifically,
very broad.
I put the screw in the tuna.
Man, I bet that episode holds up like a motherfucker. I bet because it's just like, hey, you know games in improv. You know an improv game. Here's 30 minutes of just that game.
Do you remember there was one where they went up to the top of the Sears Tower and Keenan wanted to put up a sign that said "I love you, Brianna," but then it ripped off and it said "I love you, Brian."
Yeah.
Fuck, we gotta watch some.
Yeah,
Keenan
there's an episode
and
where
Kel.
like Keenan turned his like the 7-Eleven he worked at into like a nightclub. Yeah, like
all the stuff in the 7-Eleven was Food Lion stuff. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Which
that can't be. There's no Food Lions in Chicago, right?
No, but it was filmed in Orlando.
Oh, of course. Okay.
So they went to the cheapest grocery store.
Why did they put it in Chicago? I wonder.
Because Chicago rules.
It does
and Orlando
rule.
sucks.
Yeah, big time. All right, case closed. Yeah, we figured that one out real quick.
What was it called? It was the Rigby's was the name of the grocery store.
Good call, dude. Yeah.
I really liked Keenan and Kel a lot.
I did too. Did Josh Server work with them? Or maybe like a very young Drake Bell? That can't be right.
No, it was the dude who was their boss at Rigby's was on, I believe, the show Head of the Class.
Oh, in my head there's just like a dorky like...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Man, I want to watch some now. But anyway, what I was going to say is, speaking of Chicago, in the last episode, we talked about the movie Source Code at length.
Damn it. We need to watch it so bad.
And then
you sent me the trailer and I was like, okay.
I watched the trailer when I was editing the last episode, and it takes place on the Metro in the Chicago suburbs.
It does. Yeah.
It's like a train on its way to Chicago. So
straight
it's
up.
like,
yeah.
Maybe we're in the Source Code.
I've always subscribed to that notion. Also, one of the guys that is like the source coder is the he's I won't say any spoilers, but he's a guy in Westworld who's like one of the big characters in Westworld. So I was like, cool. Okay, like this is a guy, you know.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal is doing okay now. I feel like there's a span where he wasn't. So
I don't care for him.
He rubs me the wrong way.
He seems like a dickhead.
He probably is, but I still like what he does.
Also, fuck Donnie Darko.
No, that was for me. I'm down with Donnie Darko.
We should watch it.
I've never not watched it, or I've never watched it and not cried. That's how down I am with Donnie Darko.
We should watch it.
Me off of
yeah, there's a better version of that song.
The original?
Yes.
You're on drugs, dude.
I love Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears rules. Fuck.
That's
fuck Echo and the Bunnymen.
Is that who? Man,
yes,
that name
is.
Sucks, dude. How come like all those bands like Toad the Wet Sprocket, like y'all suck? Like shut up.
Best band movie tie-in name and song ever.
All right.
Snakes on a Plane by Cobra Starship.
Dude,
is a very good song.
When I learned that Cobra Starship was just a play on of Snakes on a Plane, I was like, this is the worst day of my life.
No. And bringing it all back, baby.
Yeah.
Keenan was in Snakes on a Plane. He saved the day at the end.
No way. Why'd you ruin it for me, dude? I didn't know that.
What? You've never seen Snakes on a Plane?
No, I never. You would think that I would have, but I never. I tried watching it once and I was like, this sucks.
I genuinely love that movie.
Yeah. I gave it about 5 minutes, which is not, that's fully my fault.
It's Because I mean, that was like the first Sharknado. You know, that was like the first movie where it was like,
oh,
this
we're
is just
purposely-
gonna be a goofy ass movie,
Right.
And then
but have a high production value.
yeah, and it was so goofy that before it came out, the famous line, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane, was not in the movie, and people on the internet talked about how it should be, and then they just reshot
Like,
it,
screw
and
it, why
put
not?
it in, because they were like, yeah, but
I wish every movie would have that.
You know, well, like I'm the Juggernaut in
Yeah,
X-Men.
But like, it would have to be like a fun movie like that, where there'd be like a fun like young internet presence, and people would just like, what do you call that? Like crowdsource one line, and that line would be in the movie
That'd be
no matter
fun.
what. I mean, within reason, obviously,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But the line, you know, enough is enough. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. When it's edited for television, it's enough is enough. I've had it with these monkey
fighting snakes
on this Monday to Friday plane. So good. Fuck. I want to. Okay. So we're making a list of things we need to watch.
Okay. Source code.
Keenan Kel, Source Code, Snakes on a Plane.
Okay, this is a good Saturday. It's gonna be fun when we do this tomorrow.
How many episodes of Keenan and Kel? They're probably
How many do they make? Do you think?
probably 40.
40 sounds probably
Old Nick and Disney shows would never go over 60 episodes.
because then they'd have to pay for syndication rights
Yep.
or something.
Mm-hmm. The first one that did, I think, was SpongeBob.
I think
'Cause-
SpongeBob is still running.
Because it is still running.
That's
It's been on
insane.
for 100 years.
It's since like '98, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, literally 20 years.
Yeah. Which
What
is
the
like
hell? That's
so
insane.
fucked.
Yeah. I don't know if I said this on the podcast or not, but I remember specifically staying up after the Kids' Choice Awards from '98 to watch the first episode of SpongeBob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of whatever, did you catch the new DuckTales?
No.
Dog.
I didn't know it was out.
The first episode was like a 3-part like TV movie kind of thing.
Sure.
It's so great.
Damn, dude. Okay.
You know who plays Launchpad McQuack?
I do know the cast, but I've forgotten it.
It's Beck Bennett.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love that.
So it's wait, is it Beck Bennett? I think it is.
Does he do Scrooge McDuck?
No, Scrooge McDuck is David Tennant.
Yeah. Is it David Tennant or is it one of the other doctors?
I don't care.
You know the doctors.
The Doctors whom?
Thank you. I was setting you up.
Yeah, it's Beck Bennett. It's Beck
Okay.
Bennett. Yeah, and Launchpad McQuack is probably like definitely top 5 favorite like characters in anything for me.
Oh, really? That's
He's so funny because he's just such a doofus and just like so happy to be there.
In my head, I can't remember much of the show, but he reminds me for some reason of Kronk.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, but he's just like, I mean, his catchphrase is "Any landing you can walk away from is a good one." So
Is
good.
he based off anybody? Like, is there like a?
Probably, you know,
Yeah.
like yeah, like the dude who flew with Amelia Earhart. You know, some like
Yeah, something
some
like that.
famous
Right.
like 20s pilot. Yeah, it's a delight. It's a delight.
Okay, so we're gonna watch that. So we're gonna see it tomorrow, and then
Oh fuck! I forgot we're gonna see it tomorrow.
gonna see it
I'm
tomorrow.
so stoked
I've already seen it, and I'm probably as stoked as you are to see it again,
because I loved the old TV movie.
which I've never seen.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
My Lyft driver yesterday was like, couldn't stop talking about it. He's like, you got it. Oh, you like the new one? You got to see the original.
The old one's very fun.
Okay.
And I'm glad that it's good apparently
Yeah, it
because
is.
Stephen King needed a win this year after The Dark Tower.
Dude, I know. Like, jeez. I'm sorry about that, man.
You didn't see it, right?
I didn't. I refused to see it because it was critically panned and audience panned.
I mean,
you hated it.
The
so
good thing is that it's only 91 minutes long.
that to me has to be the first red flag, right?
What I mean is, it's bad, but you will only waste
Well,
an hour
but
and a half.
You know what I mean? It's like an hour and a half when every other goddamn movie that comes out is 2.5 hours. It's like, no, wait a minute. You're telling me this epic tale, this Lord of the Rings, is 90 minutes?
Meanwhile, they turned The Hobbit into 3 movies.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a downright bummer.
I don't think I said this to you, but I was saying to somebody, like, it probably won't happen because it is a horror movie at its core. Well, that's not even true. What I was going to say, though, is it is in the running, the movie It is in the running for being our, like, Stand By Me.
Whoa.
If it weren't, if it just didn't have the horror element to it, I think. Because and for me that doesn't matter, but for like a wide scale audience, it's never going to be the Stand By Me.
Are we too old to have a Stand By Me?
I might just be like,
I
might just have Peter Pan syndrome because to me I'm like, no.
I think our Stand By Me was like The Sandlot or something like that. You know,
In my head, The Sandlot is also Stand By Me generation, which it probably isn't, but
maybe it's not. I don't know. I never saw it. I don't give a fuck.
what?
You know,
Our
Stephen
Stand By
King
Me-
also wrote Stand By Me.
Oh, he did. Man, okay, that motherfucker's like
He's-
2 for 2 with Americana, huh?
He does a good job. He's very good at what he does. And like he's written close to 900,000 books, I think.
Last I checked, it was around 900,000.
And I mean his hit ratio is so high for someone who writes that much.
Right,
It's like
right. You would expect to, yeah.
you know what you're doing.
Right, right. Yeah, like Queen has like 40 hits, but it's like across 40 albums.
I mean, it's the same with us. We've put out 260 something episodes.
Mm-hmm. And this is the
8
first
or 9
good
of them
one.
are good.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one.
What are we on now? Do you know? You don't know.
No, why would I? Why would I
Yeah.
know? I just churn these things
You're
out
just-
and let them
yep.
rip, and who cares?
Rip
On to
and
the
rip
next
it.
one. We're the I'm gonna make a cool Vonnegut reference real quick. Hold on.
A cool what?
A Vonnegut reference?
I won't get it. So
Oh man. Okay. Well, never mind.
we have the dude.
Right.
We have the dude. Or get. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
And what is he gonna just do? Like
An impression
New
of-
Zealand accent? Like
yeah.
that's weird. Because we have the dude.
Yeah, yeah. Like at the end of the day, we have the dude.
Thank you for playing Arcade Audio. Play more at arcadeaudio.net.